No, no, they won't hear you just yet.
Okay,
She
good.
should mute the mic
Biscuits and
until
Gotta be entertaining.
I want a radio show that makes a difference.
Welcome to the Derrick Ashong Experience.
Get involved.
The phone number.
866-OPRA-XM.
Twitter and Facebook.
Search Oprah Radio.
Streaming live online.
At Oprah.com.
And broadcasting now.
On Sirius 195 and XM 156.
This is the Derrick Ashong Experience.
I want to. Ayo. Hey, this is DNA. You are listening to the Derrick Ashong Experience. I'm coming to you straight from New York City. Usually we broadcast out of LA. And a couple weeks ago we were kicking it in Chi-Town. We're trying to do this worldwide, baby. Starting out with conquering the country from coast to coast. So today I am sitting in Gayle King's studio. Don't tell her, y'all. She doesn't know I'm her. I'm going to put up new pictures on the walls. Just wait till she gets in on Monday. She's going to go crazy. But it's nice in here. Yo, her chair is a lot better than mine. I don't know what kind of, furniture this is, but I'm feeling it. So it's great to be on the East Coast. The reason I'm here is not because I'm taking over the New York studio. It is because I was in Boston, and I had the great opportunity to go back to my alma mater to give a speech. Well, sort of my alma mater. So for those that are just joining us, I know that some of you have been diehard listeners for the last, 6 or 7 weeks that we've been blazing on the airwaves. And every week we get new people, which is beautiful. I just got a shout out on Twitter. I put out a note earlier today saying that, every time somebody says the word experience, I think they're talking about me. And I'm like, I'm well known in my head. Somebody hollers back at me. New_Paps on Twitter says, yes, we know you down here in Cameroon. That's what we're talking about, y'all. This is a worldwide experience. They know me in Cameroon. New Paps, we know you too now. Thank you so much for the dap and thanks for joining us. For those that are new to this program is an opportunity for us to discuss things that we care about, things that are important to you, and things that are important to me. And hopefully or at least our goal is to do it with joy and respectfully enough that you will feel that whether or not you agree with me, you can join the conversation. We call it an experience because it doesn't just stay in these 3 hours that we come to you live on Saturday. It is an ongoing conversation all week long. So, if you just joined us, if you're on the radio, you hear us on satellite, Sirius XM, Sirius 195, XM 156. If you're online, you can actually view this. You can see me live on oprahradio.com. You can also see it live on facebook.com/Derrick Ashong Experience and ustream.tv/Derrick Ashong Experience. And you can holler at me on twitter.com/Ashong. So for those who are new to the show, or the experience, pardon me, y'all need to know that I had an opportunity to go to Harvard University as an undergraduate. I'm a bastion of the East Coast Ivy League elite. And as you could tell from the way I talk. So this week, I got invited to go back to my alma mater. I got invited to go to Harvard, but not to the undergraduate and not to the grad school where I was doing a PhD. Keep that on the low. I did not graduate. I quit grad school for reasons that will remain known to me. Well, no, it was more fun to be in the real world. I got a call to go and give a speech at Harvard Business School. And I'm like, this is very flattering, but aren't you guys supposed to get like business titans, the elite giants of the universe to come and talk to you about these things? I mean, people who roll with like heavyweight characters. The person giving the closing comments, the closing speech is Desiree Rogers, who just left the White House. She is the woman who was working for Barack Obama and ran into a lot of controversy because those two people sneaked into the party. I wish that, maybe she was running some of the clubs in L.A. because I can't never get into half of these joints. But that's a whole other story. Anyway, so she was giving the closing comments tomorrow, and I know she's going to be awesome. I had the opportunity to give the opening statements yesterday, and they were all on this topic of defining our moment, right? And they were specifically addressing what it is to live in a world of uncertainty. So I got to go there as a kid who went through the same process as a lot of my peers there. And rather than doing what is expected of you, which is to go and become, an investment banker, maybe, if you're really avant-garde, you'd be a management consultant. If you are absolutely buck wild, maybe you might go into like advertising or marketing. But you don't go to Harvard and become an artist. I mean, that's not really the move. But yet they're asking artists to come back and talk to them about uncertainty. And so I did. And I thought it was supremely appropriate because we're living in a world right now that is beset upon with uncertainties. People are not sure about their jobs. People are not sure about their health care. People are not sure about where our economy is going, what's happening in our political system. Is anyone even listening there, right? Everyone is wondering big questions. And one of the biggest questions that has been really, striking me this week and really weighing heavy on my mind and the minds of a lot of my friends, in the midst of all of what's going on in the world, I can't help but wonder, who on earth is going to win Best Picture at the Oscars? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have a job, you ain't going to get a job by tomorrow. So you and I will be at home watching the TV to see who gets the golden statue. And all week I've been thinking about just letting it marinate. And this is one of the things that I wanted to find out from y'all. I want to know, who do you think should win Best Picture and why? You can call me live on the air, 866-OPRA-XM. That's 866-677-2496. I'm talking about serious business. The Oscars, y'all. Somebody's going home with a golden statue. A golden statue that apparently is very heavy. And there have been a series of nominations of incredible people that are, hopefully going to get an opportunity to shine and to be recognized in their by their industry, but also by us, right? So I want to know from you, who do you think is going to win Best Picture or should win Best Picture and why? We know from Twitter at Soldiers Cross says probably Avatar. Okay, at Soldiers Cross, that's cool. You say probably Avatar, but why? I personally think that Avatar is going to win Best Picture. I also think that Avatar should win Best Picture. It's the best picture, right? I mean, I'm just saying, if you look at it, it is gorgeous. I didn't see any pictures that were better than that. And I got into a big fight with some of my friends on Facebook because they clearly do not agree with my cinematic expertise. I want to know what side of the equation you fall on. 866-OPRA-XM, 866-677-2496. I say Avatar ought to win. Do you agree or disagree? Do you feel me? Let me tell you why Avatar should win Best Picture. First of all of the selections are dope, man. There's so many wonderful films picked. There were 10 pictures picked this year instead of, I think, the usual 5. And I believe the reason for that is so that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science could get us all talking more and more and more about this and hopefully up the ratings of the show rather than the fact that there were more great movies this year than ever. But, that's my particular take on it. But they picked 10. And I had a chance to see 9.5 of them. I kind of watched up, but I didn't totally watch it because somebody wanted to watch it with me. And we were having trouble coordinating, and then I was feeling guilty, if I go and watch the movie all by myself, and then she asked me hey, can we go see the movie? And then I got a front I haven't seen it yet, but then every time the jokes are coming, I'll be like, oh, yo, check out this part. She's like, have you seen this? Did you see this film? And then I'll feel bad. So I watched parts of it on the airplane without the volume on. I also bought the DVD, and I've been wrestling with whether to stick it into my laptop and watch it, but I didn't. I saw the other 9. All of the films were dope. I mean, really fun, really cool, really hip. The thing about Avatar is it literally changed a genre. It put a whole different spin on how you make a film. I think that that's something that should be recognized. Avatar should be winning Best Picture. Who do you think should win? Who do you think and why? Holla at us, 866-677-2496, or tweet me, twitter.com/Ashong, or you can also hit us up on facebook.com/Derrick Ashong Experience, and we're also at ustream.tv/Derrick Ashong Experience. Now, some of my friends on Facebook were feeling very strongly about this, and they claim that Avatar does not have the adequate writing. It does not have good enough writing to justify winning an award like Best Picture. You know, they would rather have something that was more like Sense and Sensibility. Not Avatar, all those explosions and flying whatchamajiggies and pink, purple, bluish people. How could that be an Oscar winner? But here's my thing, yo. First of all, I think we've got to account for the fact that this movie touched a lot of folks. And I'm not saying that every blockbuster pick that makes a ton of money should somehow be the winning, film just because it made loot. But I was listening to a report on NPR the other day, and they were saying that there are activists and people around the world, from Palestinian activists to Andean politicians in Latin America to, people who are from indigenous communities in the United States who said they loved the film and they felt like it sort of represented their struggle and what they were going through. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of bananas. Now, all of the other films were amazing, and there was some really powerful stuff in them. And I'm going to go over each of these movies in a quick second, give you my personal take, because I know that you want to have my expertise on this. But there were a lot of powerful things. Like, I watched Precious, and I was like, and, we had a chance to interview Lee Daniels a couple weeks ago. And I was torn, because I was like, man, I talked to Lee Daniels. I ain't get to talk to James Cameron. I should totally vote for Precious. And I thought it was amazing, and it's a wonderful film, and it really looks at how, some of the trials and the tribulations that people who fall beneath the cracks go through. Someone who's not typically beautiful, somebody who's not perceived as being smart, who is not wealthy enough to come across your radar, and what she was going through. That was a wonderful thing. And yet somehow this random sci-fi flick with all these purple people managed to have folks around the world feeling like the movie meant something to them. Like the story meant something to them. It was their story, right? And it makes you wonder, what do you look for in a favorite movie, right? What makes a movie your favorite? Is it the acting? Is it the story? Is it the writing? What makes you say that a movie is memorable to you, and what's the most memorable movie you've seen recently? Call me now, 866-677-2496. That's 866-677-2496. That's Oprah XM. Yo, I feel like, to me, what makes a movie meaningful is if it's memorable, is if it's an experience when I